Hello everyone, welcome to the Ozark Outpost. This is Global War 85, Operation Warthog, Soviet Global Command 13.3. Okay, here we are, tech. They don't have anything to repair. Since they lost the major army base at Western Ukraine, they're down to 5 roles. So, advanced logistics, advanced SLBM, SDI, Top Gun, advanced manufacturing. There's a yes there and looks like a no everywhere else. So, advanced SLBM goes to stage 2, tied with NATO. The Americans, of course, have completed advanced SLBM. Okay, there isn't any global operations. There isn't any nuclear release request. There isn't any military aid, so we're right into purchase. And why in the world I stacked all that over there on the American plate, I have no idea, but I did. We're just going to go with it. Okay, they're spending 8 on... Wait, no, I didn't figure something right. No, I didn't. I didn't figure something right. Yeah. I miscalculated. This is a purchase of 8 paramilitary, which at 2 each would cost 16, not 8. I didn't figure that correctly. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut... We're going to cut this purchase down, and that will make up the difference. Okay. Sorry about that. So 16 on 8 paramilitary, 16 on 4 MBTs. Going to complete the minor army base that was on the build chart. And we've got, 8 on a pair of early gen MBTs and 2 more paramilitaries. 20 on 4 next gen MBTs. 12 on 4 early gen fighters. This is 8 on 2 mechs. And 12 more on 4 more early gen fighters. Combat movement. Okay. The Soviets had a good run, but now they're kind of on the ragged edge. Over here at I-13, along with that aircraft carrier, there was a heavy aircraft cruiser and a diesel boat. The heavy aircraft cruiser and diesel boat, say 1, 2, over here to I-6, where they are going to attack oil tankers. There's that. Everybody and their brother is going to collapse on Israel. So we have the forces here in Syria and Lebanon are going to attack. The forces in Jordan are going to attack. And 6 attack helicopters from Suez are going to join the attack, along with the strategic bomber and the backfire from Baghdad are going in to carpet bomb. And then, of course, in Jordan, I don't have them over here. There is an attack bomber that's going to drop battlefield nukes. There's a self-propelled that'll do battlefield nukes, and there's 3 fighters and an early gen fighter coming from Jordan. into the attack. One of the, no, they don't have seed, never mind. The Americans in Israel have 3 self-propelled artillery that will defend with battlefield nukes. So that is what's going on there. Over here, theater missile in Southern Caucasia is going to shoot 1, 2, 3, 4 to target the minor army base in North Pakistan. Then the SSN in M11 is going to shoot a pair of anti-ship missiles into M10, and the major shipyard eastern Ukraine is going to shoot a third 1-2, because since they're a ground-based launch, they get a +1 on the range. So that's 3 anti-ship missiles into M10 attacking a damaged cruiser and a destroyer. So there will be 1 missile defense shot there. Over here in the South Atlantic, this SSN moves 1 space over here to A43, comes off silent running. It is shooting an anti-ship missile at the NATO tanker in A42 and a nuclear anti-ship missile at the American tanker in A41. So there's that. Then here, the cruiser came out of port from Murmansk. It is shooting a cruise missile 1 into Nordland. The major air base is shooting a cruise missile 1 for 2 of them going into Nordland. There is a SAM, so there will be missile defense there. Then we have 4 air bases: Baltic states, 1, 2, Leningrad, 1, 2, 3, Moscow, 1, 2, 3, and Volgograd, 1, 2, shooting a total of 4 cruise missiles into western Ukraine in a surgical strike. And there is not a SAM there, so there won't be any missile defense. And I think that might be it. I think that might be it for combat. Let me look at my notes real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything. What do we got here? Israel, A41, A42, A10, Western Ukraine. Yep, we got all of it. Okay, so the first thing we will do is the theater missile into North Pakistan. So, 1, there's 1 inherent SAM there, so there's 1 shot. That's a miss. 10 damage. I believe that is max damage for a minor army base. Yes, it is. It's not destroyed, but very close. It does have max damage. Okay, there's that. Next, we'll do the oil tanker attack in I-6. There's no defenses there. So we're going to have a diesel boat at 3 and a heavy aircraft cruiser at 5. Heavy aircraft cruiser's green. Okay, the diesel boat did get a hit. The heavy aircraft cruiser missed. So that's one tanker that goes on the Soviet dashboard for bonus. Okay, next, let's do the anti-ship missile attack into M10. So there is one missile defense shot that misses. And yes, I put the spy satellite over there. They do have spy satellite support for target select. Well, they got 2 hits. They got 2 hits. And they're going to put both of them on the damaged cruiser to see if they can take it out. So here's 2 phalanx shots from the cruiser. Those both miss, so the cruiser is sunk. And that is a capital ship sunk by an ASM strike. So that's going to be 2 naval battle stars for the Soviets. This damaged cruiser is gone, leaving a destroyer all by itself. Very lonely out there in the Black Sea. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is the oil tanker attacks over here in the Atlantic. So we'll do the conventional in A42 first and then the nuclear in A41. Okay, so conventional cruise missile or anti-ship missile. That is a miss. Nuclear anti-ship missile does get a hit. So the American tanker from A41 also goes on the Soviet dashboard for a bonus. Next, we're going to have the surgical strike in western Ukraine. There's no AMD there, so we've got 4 cruise missiles. There are 2 hits. They have PGM, so those are target select hits. Here is the card that is in western Ukraine. So the Soviets are going to select 2 MBTs. So red becomes green. Okay, there's that. Now we will have the surgical strike in Nordland, 2 cruise missiles. There is a SAM there, so two AMD shots. Both miss. 2 cruise missiles go in for 1 hit. Again, that is target select. So I 5 quite naturally. It's going to kill a mech. There's that. Grab these while I'm here. So it looks to me like all we have left is the Battle of Israel. Okay, let me get that set up. Okay, I think we got them all set up here. Of course, the Soviets are attacking into desert, so all their land units are -1. They got 2 field artillery that will shoot chemical at 1, a self-propelled that'll shoot battlefield nukes at 2. The Americans have a SPAG and a SAM for air defense, 3 self-propelled artillery shooting battlefield nukes. The Soviets have just an ungodly number of attack helicopters. It looks like 11 attack helicopters going in on this. And then, of course, they have an attack bomber that's going to roll battlefield nukes. So, here we go. So we got two field artillery. 2 field artillery in yellow doing chemical, 1 self-propelled in green doing battlefield nukes. Everybody missed. These needed to be 1s because of the terrain penalty. Everybody missed. But the Americans have SPAG and SAM, doesn't matter who does what. So we got 3 shots from a SPAG and 3 shots from a SAM. And that's a whole lot of nothing. Okay, now we got 3 self-propelled artillery doing battlefield nukes. Okay, there are 3 hits. Well, the Soviets quite naturally are going to kill the artillery. 2 field and 1 self-propelled. That takes care of that. Okay, now we have okay, we got 1 early gen fighter on air superiority and 3 fighters. One hit. 1 air hit by the attacking Soviet, and they get an air battle star. Okay, now the Americans have 2 fighters on air superiority, and they get 1 hit. For 1 air battle star. I'm finally going to remember. I don't think it mattered. No, I don't think it mattered in the rolling's already been done. I'm finally going to remember for the Americans to use the SR-71 in defense. So, their land defenders all get +1. Finally going to remember to do that. Okay, so now there are 5. Well, let's do the SAM first. The SAM with 2 shots. There's only 2 American fighters. 2 shots at 1. Okay, he misses. Now there are 5 early gen MBTs at 1 hit. Okay, now you got a strategic bomber carpet bombing for nothing. You have a backfire carpet bombing for 1 hit. Now there are 3 MBTs for 1 land target select hit. 3 next gen MBTs for nothing. 11 attack chops. 11 attack choppers. For 3 hits, 1 is a reactive armor land target select, and then 2 generals. So that goes to 4. And then an attack bomber dropping battlefield nukes. 2 hits there, takes this up to 6. Okay, the Americans. For some reason, I'm thinking I already had the Americans roll their fighters in air superiority. I did. Yeah, that wasn't right, but oh well. Okay, 2 MBTs are going to be at 5 because of the SR-71 support. So there is 1 hit. And then 3 mechs at 6 for another hit. And 3 next gen MBTs at 7 for a land target select hit. Okay, so reactive armor kills a next gen MBT. Take that off. Land target select kills a mech. Take that off. Land target select kills an MBT for the defender. Take that off. They each get 1 air hit, so kill a fighter and kill an early gen fighter. Takes those off. 6 general hits, so it's going to be 3, 4, 5, and an MBT will make 6. 2 general hits. Well, they're going to kill Sam and an early gen MBT. Takes that off. So he goes over here to his normal place. He goes over here to his normal place. And they're going again. This time it will be attack bomber, 3 fighters, an attack bomber, 3 fighters, and 11 attack choppers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 hits. The Americans have 6 defenders, so that's plenty. Buku overkill. Okay, so we've got an MBT, 2 mechs, a fighter. Okay, we got MBT in red, 2 mechs in white, fighter in blue, and 2 next-gen MBTs in orange. Okay, there's 1, 2, 2 hits. That's it. Okay, they're going to take the 2 hits on early gen MBTs. The Americans are wiped out. Even with remembering to use the SR-71 finally, still got wiped out. So that is a land battle star for the Soviets for capturing the zone. The American roundel off there. Replace it with Soviet roundel. That is Soviets up 2 to 51, Americans down 2 to 57. Fallout goes up to 18. And I believe that is it for combat. I will put those guys back on their card from Israel off camera. Okay. Well, this guy is going to be over here. Okay, non-combat. The carrier over here in I-13, 1, 2, 3 over here to I-4, and he's going in port at the, he's going to go in port at the major port. Okay, so there's that. Next, these 3 SAMs in Sudan move up to Suez. And they are. This next-gen MBT in Macau is going to sea lift to Suez. Put him on the card. The MBT in Macau moves 1 space over here to Jordan. Let's see. Okay, everybody down here is going to stay with the way they are. Up here so they don't leave their buddy hanging. The rest of this fleet, which is a battle cruiser, a destroyer, an amphib, and 2 diesel boats. They're all coming out of port. So we'll put the cruiser back on the card there. Over here, ain't much the Soviets can do. These early GNMBTs moved from Moscow to Smolensk. And that's really all they can do. They will make one other move over here. This Sam is going to move from Baghdad over to Shiraz. Oh, and the theater missile that did not fire will move one space down here to Tabriz. And I think that'll be it. All right, so let's get to placing some units. Turn like this. And let me go get some stuff. Go get some stuff from the American area. There's too much on there for me to carry, so I'm just going to have to make trips back and forth. If I try to carry that plate, I'll spill stuff everywhere. Okay, so we're going to put 2 paramilitary into Belarus, 2 into Baltic states, so that gray chip becomes a green. Going to put 2 into eastern Ukraine, so that gray chip becomes a green. And then putting 2 into, I believe it was Smolensk. So that's those paramilitary placements. Baltic states. Of course, I can't read the Belarus, Eastern Ukraine, Smolensk. Okay, Smolensk. These, get this, get these. Okay, 4 early gen fighters and 4 next gen MBTs go into Moscow. The minor army base goes here in Novgorod. 4 MBTs go into Smolensk. Then we have 2 next. Okay, 2 mechs and 4 early gen fighters go into Leningrad. You see that? Yeah. Leningrad there. And then for the rest, we're going to come down here. So we're going to have 2 early gen MBTs and a paramilitary into Afghanistan. And a paramilitary into southern Pakistan. Okay. That's all units placed. Money. Soviets, as we said, are at 51. Now we do the great bonus counting. Okay, 51 plus Central Turkey and Anatolia is 2 more. Nigeria, Shiraz, that's 46. We have 2 oil tankers is 6 more, makes 12. Then Suez, East Saudi, and UAE are 4 each. So that's 12 more, up to 24. And now we do the count. We'll do this over here like this. So there's 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. I think it's 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Whew! That's a whole heap of bonus. 45 and 51 is 96. A whole heap of bonus. Uh-oh. 96. Total of 17 battle stars. Since they did lose a major airbase, they add 5 more cruise missiles and still 5 more anti-ship missiles. That should be over there. And I just realized I forgot their -1 bonus whenever they made the jump to whenever they got released for battlefield nukes against the Americans. But I'm not going to worry about it because at this point I don't think it's going to make a difference. Okay, I believe that's it. Ozark Outpost. Over and out.